Well, good afternoon. It's Monday, January 20th, and it's time for Lancer hockey as the Lancers return to home ice after a pair of away games and a pair of away games that ended successfully for them. First, on January 11th, they defeated Bishop Girton 7-5 in a high-scoring outing, and then on January 15th, they defeated Manchester Central 3-2. So they are like a ball on an inclined plane right now. They're rolling. They have a 5-game winning streak going, coming in here today as they get set to take on the Concord Crimson Tide. Concord comes into this game with a record of 2-5. The Lancers, meanwhile, have a record of 6-2 on the season. So on paper, this should be a fairly simple outing for the Lancers, but don't want to get overconfident before it even begins here today. On this Monday, Martin Luther King Day, the 20th of January. Here's hoping you have the day off from work. If you don't, that's a bummer. As we get set for action today, starting lineup for the Lancers. Starting up front, Cooper Roy, Eric Coburn, and Patrick Maloney. Well, it's Mark Leach and Brett Evangelista back on defense. Mitch Schurch, the number 33, starts in net. On the other side of things for Concord, starting up front, Alex Marceau, Adam Godbout, Connor Betty, and on defense, Tim Weinhold and Hagen Otto. In goal for the Crimson Tide is Ben Nelson, the number 1. Down in red off to our right as we are underway. Lancers win the opening draw. Coburn back to Evangelista, who dumps this one down. Lancers in on the first rush. Coburn back in the trapezoid, battling there with Otto, trying to get it free. He did get some help from Evangelista, who tried to sneak around the post and get a shot away. Now it goes to the far side for Concord's Connor Betty, trying to get that one out. They do. And the Crimson Tide will work it down into the Lancers' end. It's Betty once again coming down the far side. Fires a shot right on. And the rebound hit the post. Looked to me like that went in the net and came out. But luckily, no goal signal from the referee. Oh, and it's what the man in stripes sees that counts. Oh, that looked like an early tally from Concord. Lancers get very lucky here in the first minute of this afternoon's game as Mark Leach circles back with it in his own end over to Evangelista. Up ahead, Mike Donlin clears this one in on goal, and Nelson will cover that one up for the whistle. Oh, it looked like that puck snuck in behind Schurch just a moment ago. That was a very close call for the Lancers. Here, early, Moriarty on this draw against Godbout. The Lancers win it back to Donlin for a shot wide of the far post. Now in the far corner, Jason Parker over there looking for it. Also, Matt Norris was in there for Concord. Now comes to the near corner where Moriarty goes in there digging for it, gets some help from Mike Donlin. But instead, it's Weinhold getting it free for the Crimson Tide. Up the far side comes Concord. Now Matt Norris with it out to center. Getting a stick on it there for the Lancers, Colby Austin. He backhands it out to center where Moriarty chips this one ahead down the near side and into the corner. Donlin chasing after it there, gets some help from Parker in the trapezoid. Parker and Weinhold collided. Now it comes to the near side for, that was Andrew Cole on it for Concord. Now in the far corner, Parker keeping this rush alive for the Lancers. Now Moriarty in the corner once again. Concord sends it behind their own net to the near side now. Comes to the point where a shot from Austin missed the net just wide. Now in the slot, Mike Donlin couldn't get a stick on that one as it slides past everybody and goes all the way down the ice. Thought that might be an icing call. It will not be, as Colby Austin brings it out for the Lancers. Out over the red line, Coburn looking for it, couldn't get a stick on it. Goes back to Austin. He circles back with it in his own end. In the near corner, now he sends one out to center. Back and forth they go. Up ahead is Cooper Roy. Dumps this one down. Concord's Jarrett Foote gets there first, sends it to the far side where it is Patrick Maloney looking for it for the Lancers. Maloney gets some help from Coburn. And the far side circle trying to work his way to the front of the net. Couldn't get there as Sam Tardif tries to take it away. Now Coburn right in front. Shot one on. Pad save by Nelson. Rebound was there. No one could get a stick on it for the Lancers in front. And then Concord clears it out of harm's way. Now comes out to the red line. Sent right back down by Londonderry. Otto gets there for the Tide. And they send it up the far side. Godbout on it there. Right in front. A shot from, that was the 12 of Connor Betty that hit the near post. Almost got behind Church, so 2 close calls for the Lancers here early today as we have played less than 4 minutes. But still, a scoreless game here in the early stages of the first. You're watching Lancer hockey on this Monday afternoon as this near side draw won by Moriarty. Couldn't work it too far ahead. It's Evangelista now back to Moriarty. He gives it over to Parker in the neutral zone. Lancers trying to move this one ahead. Godbout on the far side for the Tide. Now back in the trapezoid it goes. Looking for it was both Moriarty and Donlin in there. Then a shot came from Evangelista. That one stopped with a pad by Nelson, and then he covers up the rebound with pressure in front. Well, I hope your new year is going very well. This is either our second or third broadcast in 2014. Lancer hockey here from the Ice Center as Moriarty controls it now on his own end, working it up the near side half wall. Gives it to Evangelista. Shot from the point. Pad saved by Nelson. Far boards it goes. Mark Leach backhands one down the far side half wall to keep it in. Jason Parker over there gets some help from Moriarty. Now it's Mike Donlin. Backhands one through the crease looking for Parker right at the edge of the blue, but Jason couldn't get the shot off, and now this one from the line is gloved and held by Nelson. Well, the Concord netminder is a sophomore, Ben Nelson. He's looked good in the early stages of this one. The best chances have been in the other direction for the Tide at the other end of the ice, but not that one. Lancer score. It's Mike Donlin, I believe, backhanding that one home right off the draw. Yes, indeed, Mike Donlin puts Londonderry on the board, 1-0 here in the early stages of the first. Assist should go to both Parker and Moriarty as Mike Donlin eludes Nelson, and the Lancers go up 1-0. 10:51 remaining in the first. The time of the goal will be 4:09. Back down in the Lancers end it goes now. Colby Austin working around the near corner. Up ahead for Alex LaPlante. Gets this one out. And now Nick Donnelly trying to move it ahead. But it's taken away by Stefan Kazmuz of the Crimson Tide. Back down, though, the other way. Lancers get it into the near corner. Looking for it. Donnelly in there. He gets it over to LaPlante. Backhands one through the slot. Shot right on from Frank Winters. He's up high and deflected out of play. Might have went off the glove of Nelson. And then up into the protective netting above the glass. 10:15 remaining in this first period. Lancers 1 and the Crimson Tide 0. Londonderry with the goal from Mike Donlin just a moment ago, less than a minute ago, actually. Now on the near side looking for it is Donnelly once again for the Lancers. Out to the line it goes. Brett LaPlante with a shot. That one goes wide of the far post. Coburn looking for it. Far corner. He turns and sends this one on goal. Deflected wide with a pad of Nelson. Now a shot right on came from Patrick Maloney. That one steered aside by Nelson. Play still alive for the Lancers, though, but not for long as Betty gets this one out for the Crimson Tide. Moves it down the far side. Now Brett LaPlante over there. Gives it over the far side half wall. Lancers can't clear as Alex Marceau turns and sends this one into the near corner for the Tide. Tough angle shot came from Godbout. That one couldn't find the back of the net. Now on the far side, Coburn with it once again, trying to squeak this one over the line and get some help from Cooper Roy to get that one out. Now at neutral ice, Coburn along the red line. Some help there from Ryan Kearney to move it ahead. Londonderry will head off on a line change that allows Betty to move this one out for Concord. And back down into the Lancers end it goes. Mark Leach through his own slot gives it to Evangelista. Evangelista up ahead looking for Moriarty. That pass broken up by Foot of the Tide, and it comes back out to neutral ice where Jason Parker sends it down into the offensive zone. On it there, Foot for the Crimson Tide, sends it to the far side, and now out to center it goes. Evangelista with it at his own blue line, moves it up, and over the red line into the offensive zone. Evangelista working it down into the near corner. A tough angle shot is gloved and held by Ben Nelson. 8:33 remaining in period number 1. Lancers 1 and the Concord Crimson Tide nothing. On this drum, Moriarty take it against Alex Orcutt. No, he won't, actually. Moriarty will head to the bench as the Lancers complete a line change. It's Alex LaPlante taking the draw for Londonderry. Can't win it, though, as Foote gets it off the draw for the Lancers. Now at neutral ice, looking for it, Frank Winters. He comes up with it, and Londonderry will move it ahead. Was caught in skates for a moment there at the red line. Now sent down into the Concord end, but the Crimson Tide regroup, come back the other way in a hurry. Here's Andrew Cole working his way through the slot. Nice stick work there by Nick Donnelly to turn and take it away out of harm's way. Now Donnelly bringing it down into the offensive zone, drops it off for Alex LaPlante. He spins along the near side half wall now into the corner. Alex LaPlante still with it. He's taken down hard by Ethan Cole, and the Lancers managed to get it on net. That one stopped easily by Nelson with 7:55 remaining in this opening period. Londonderry 1, Concord nothing. You're watching Lancer Hockey from the Ice Center here on Leo 21 on this Monday afternoon. Martin Luther Day. No, it's not the Protestant reformist. It's the civil rights leader, Martin Luther King Jr. to be exact. And hopefully you have the day off from work on this Monday holiday. Up ahead comes Concord, 2-on-1. If they hurry, working it onto the net. Shot came from Ethan Cole, but Church handles that one, makes the pad stop for Londonderry. Now Ryan Kearney with it in the slot, down in his own end. Gets it up ahead to Nick Donnelly. Donnelly at the red line, clears this one down. On goal, into the pads of Nelson, who steers it aside to Matt Corlane, back behind his own net. Now looking to move it ahead. That pass was had too much steam for Ethan Cole to get there. Lancers regroup. Mark Leach out to Eric Coburn. Coburn, captain of the Lancers, moves into the offensive zone. Tries a shot. It hit a skate of Connor Betty. Now the Lancers hold it in. That one was way up high. Goes into the far corner. Coburn along the far boards. Now back into the trapezoid it will go. Concord's Betty on it once again up to the near side. Evangelista and Coburn trade places. Now Evangelista looks for it in the far corner. He gets the stick on it, moves it out to the line for Maloney. Patrick Maloney backhands this one from the far point to keep it in. Coburn, far corner, sends it through the slot. Near point, Evangelista winds and fires. Pad saved by Nelson. And Brett dives to keep that play alive. Some help there from Cooper Roy. Here's Evangelista to the front of the net. Shoots one. Puck never left the ice. Nelson was down. A top shelf shot. Could have found the back of the net there. But instead, pad saved by the Concord netminder. And now the boys in red managed to clear the zone. We have a stoppage here with 6:22 remaining in this opening period. That was perhaps the best continued offensive pressure the Lancers have put on thus far. But Brett Evangelista is headed to the box. It's a Lancer penalty. So the Crimson Tide will get the first power play of this game and a chance to even the score at 1. Lancers hanging on to a 1-0 lead right now on a goal by Mike Donlan at 4:09 of this opening period. And we'll wait for them to put the penalty time up on the scoreboard. Now they've got it sorted out. Lucas Poulin take the draw on the far side, and the Lancers win it. It was sent out to the line by Parker, but it hit a skate of one of the Concord defensemen there, so it did not make it all the way down the ice. Now Crimson Tide have it set up on the far side. Tim Weinhold with it. Now it is Adam Godbout holding it in at the line over to Betty along the near side half wall. Into the corner, Godbout back out to the line. Or excuse me, that's Orcutt with it now. Orcutt at the near side out to Godbout at the line. That shot hit a pad in front. I believe Church got a piece of that. Steers it to the far side. Now Weinhold on it there. Back to Godbout. Those two play a game of catch, and it goes on net. Pad saved by Church there. Oh, that was a little roller. But the Lancers clear the rebound out of harm's way. Could have been dangerous. Londonderry manages to get it all the way down. 1:09 remaining in the penalty on Brett Evangelista. Now it is Connor Betty with it for the Crimson Tide. But Mark Leach gets a stick on that one for the Lancers. Clears it 3/4 of the way down the ice. Now here's Leach again. This time he clears it all the way down the ice. Nelson out of his net to stick it around to the near boards where Matt Norris gets a stick on it for Concord. But turning and firing this one down is Cooper Roy for the Lancers. Good job on the penalty kill here for Londonderry. 5 minutes even remaining in the first period. Lancers 1 and the Crimson Tide nothing. here from the Ice Center this Monday afternoon action as Connor Betty has it once again. Circles back through his own trapezoid. 25 seconds remaining in the Concord power play. As at neutral ice, Concord trying to move it into the Lancers zone. They do. It's Godbout from the far side. Shot right on. Church was way on the outside the crease, but he made the pad save nonetheless. Now into the far corner it goes. Both Coburn and Patrick Maloney looking for it, and they managed to clear the zone with a tandem effort there. And the penalty expires on Evangelista. We're back 5 aside. Lancers at full strength. As they clear this one down, Tim Weinhold on it there for Concord. Donlin trying to take this one away and get some offense, an offensive chance there for the Lancers, but it came back out to center. Now just inside the Concord end, looking for it, Jason Parker in the trapezoid. He gets a backhand to the front of the net. No one home for a shot. Out come the Crimson Tide the other way. Weinhold working it down the near side. Tries to get into the slot and shoot. He does. That one went wide of the far post. Bounced through the crease, I believe, but bounced out of harm's way there for Londonderry. Now Andrew Cole looking for it on the far side. Moriarty gets it away from him for Londonderry, and Matt Moriarty sends this one out through center. Mike Donlin chasing it down the near side half wall. He sends this one to the front of the net, and all the way across to the far boards it goes. Came out and back in, so Donlin has to clear the zone there to avoid the offside call. And now Parker turns and sends this one in on net. And Nelson will glove that one and hold it for the whistle. Both teams will make line changes here with 3:17 remaining in period number 1. Lancers 1 and the Concord Crimson Tide nothing. Goal by Mike Donlin is the difference here this afternoon. On the draw, Coburn wins this one. Sends it to the front of the net. Patrick Maloney couldn't get the shot away. Now Coburn gets it back in the trapezoid back there. He sent it right through the skates of Hagen Otto, and it's cleared up and above the glass, I believe, off to the far side over towards the Concord bench. So they'll have to get a new puck from the timekeeper's box. They'll do just that and drop it off to the far side. Coburn will take this face-off against Alex Orcutt. And the Lancers try to hold this one in off the draw. Mark Leach at the far point does just that. Back in the trapezoid, Coburn turns and shoots one that hit the back of the net and went wide. Now it's Cooper Roy near corner. Back to Coburn. Through the trapezoid it goes. Tries to feed one in the front for Maloney. That pass couldn't connect. And now a pass out to the line goes right through the defensive pair of Mark Leach and Evangelista. So that one slides down where Mark Leach will regroup. For the Lancers, out to Coburn at the red line, over the blue line now, offensive zone. Down the near side half wall, fires a shot wide of the far post. Evangelista on it there, gets some help from Patrick Maloney to hold this one in. Comes free in the slot. Coburn with it, shoots one right on into the chest of a Nelson who made the save. Puck loose in front, and bodies go down, as does the goaltender. Puck is beneath him. Well, it was, I should say, then it slid free. But they get the whistle anyhow. As both teams will make line changes at this stoppage once again with 2:21 remaining in period number 1. Lancers have a 1-0 lead here this afternoon. Matt Corlane sends it behind his net for the Crimson Tide, and out to center it goes. Brett LaPlante on it there, up ahead for Parker. Now Mike Donlin and Moriarty chasing after it for the Lancers. Moriarty gets there in the far corner, sends one in front to Parker, floats this one on net, falls down, knocks the net off the moorings, and ran right into Nelson as Parker sort of lost his balance in the process and knocked the net off the moorings there. So we'll get a whistle with 2 minutes remaining in this first period. Good opportunity there for Londonderry, looking to go up by a pair, but instead still 1-0 now as Mike Donlin sends this one down to an open corner along the near side, but it's Concord's Alex Marceau clearing the zone. And now Ryan Kearney had it along the far side, sends it ahead for the Lancers down into the attack zone. Brett LaPlante looking for it along the near side half wall instead. Concord gets it free. Corlane on it there behind his own net, off to the far side. Lancers get it as it squirts out through center. Moriarty going down the far side. Connor Betty was all over him. Betty manages to come away with this one. Sends it through the slot, held in by Michael Shea for the Crimson Tide, who didn't shoot. Betty now along the near side half wall, out to Shea, shoots one. Oh, that one went right through the crease off the pads of Church, but Lancers managed to clear it out of harm's way, as they have done many times thus far today. Now it is Corlane circling with this one out at the red line for the Crimson Tide, rather. Now Mike Connor Betty moving this one ahead. Down into the far corner it goes. Londonderry will regroup as Concord makes a line change. Lucas Poulin bringing it out of his own end for the Lancers. Poulin turns and sends this one up ahead to Frank Winters. Winters at the far side trying to get it into the offensive zone. He does, but he was double teamed there by a pair of red shirts, and Concord gets it free. Hagan Otto now sending it behind his own net to the near side. Andrew Cole with it out through center. Here comes Orcutt. Down the far side, 3-on-3 into the offensive zone come the Tide. As Poulin gets over there, his man goes down. That allows the Lancers to clear the zone, but no one was out at center to move that puck ahead. Now Tim Weinhold trying to work it up into the Lancers end for Concord, but back and forth they go as Poulin will pick this one up and pause just a minute here, clearing it all the way down to kill off the waning seconds of period number one. Final shot by Coburn goes wide of the far post as the buzzer sounds. So thus the first period comes to its close. Lancers won on a goal by Mike Donlan, and the Concord Crimson Tide nothing after the opening period of play here this afternoon. So Concord with a record of 2-5. I give them a lot of credit there, holding the Lancers to their own right now. Certainly a close game, as we will head to the second period in just a couple of minutes with the Lancers up 1-0. You're listening to Lancer Hockey this Monday afternoon matinee. I'm Adam LaFleur. We'll be right back for the second period. Welcome back for second period action here this afternoon from the Ice Center, where the Lancers hold a 1-0 lead after one period of play. On this Monday, the 20th of January, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and a Monday federal holiday, of course. As we're set to go here for second period action, on the draw, Eric Coburn will take it against Concord's Connor Betty. As puck is dropped and we're back underway. Concord wins the opening faceoff. Hagan Otto with it at the far side, trying to move it up as they reverse ends, of course. Now it's Concord's captain, Tim Weinhold, feeding this one up ahead. But at center, the Lancers send it right back down the other direction. Adam Godbout regroups with it for Concord in his own end. And the Crimson Tide come back the other way. Church out of his net to stop it up for Mark Leach, Lancer defenseman. Gets some help from Eric Coburn, who sends this one out to the red line. Taking over there is Godbout, bringing this one in, fires it wide of the net, off to the near side. Now on the far side half wall, Marceau looking to come up with it for the Crimson Tide. Cooper Roy also in there for the Lancers. Now Coburn gets this one out to center with a very high clearing effort there. Now Mark Leach moves it up ahead. Lancers defenseman moves this one down the near side. Hagan Otto with it, skates up behind the Concord net. Now to the far side. Lancers trying to hold this one in. Evangelista, some help from Mike Donlan. Holds it in. Coburn now looking to work his way to the front of the net. Gives it to Donlan, who turns and fires one right on. Pad save by Nelson. Rebound cleared out of harm's way by Otto. Now it went to the far corner and then right back behind the Concord net. Off to the far side half wall. Lancers hold it in. Working his way to the front, Evangelista, but both Mike Donlan and Hagan Otto went down. That impeded the offensive rush. Now Evangelista back behind the net out to the far point. Parker fires this one wide of the far post. Now Donlan shoots it into the side of the net, and I believe a combination of the force of the puck and the motion of Nelson caused the net to come off the moorings. So a stoppage here with 13:24 remaining in the second period. Lancers 1 and the Concord Crimson Tide nothing. Moriarty will take this draw against Godbout in the near circle. Down in the Concord end, that's Alex Orcutt, rather, on the draw for the red Concord Crimson Tide. Now this puck slides dangerously right through the crease, and the net comes off the moorings. It's dislodged once again. Far post sliding out of the hole in the ice there. As that was a good break for Concord. Lancers with a couple of bodies in front trying to put that puck home. Now Andrew Cole with it, trying to move it out the far side for Concord. Mike Donlin gets a stick on it, however. Takes it behind the net out to the line. Lucas Poulin fires this one. Got caught in a skate of Matt Norris. Didn't make it all the way to the front of the net. Now to the far side it goes, then right behind the net. Mike Donlin looking for it there, and we've got a whistle and a stoppage as the puck was behind the net. This time the net did not come dislodged, and the Lancers will take an opportunity to head off on a line change here. Not sure why they blew the play dead. 12:58 remaining in the second. Here is Coburn. Fires one right on as he turns right off the draw. Shot it up high over the crossbar, however. Lucas Poulin was taken down on the near side by Matt Norris as the Lancers still managed to hold this one in. Colby Austin at the far point. Down low, Concord's Andrew Cole on it there, but we've got yet another whistle. And an elbowing call here against Concord, as it will be the 21 of Matt Norris going to the box for the Crimson Tide. So with 12:41 remaining in the second period, the Lancers head to their first power play of the game. Londonderry with a chance to go up 2-0 here early on in the second, as Coburn will take this draw against Connor Betty. Lancers win it out to the far point. Mark Leach gives it over to Donlin, far corner. Donlin back behind the net for Coburn. Out to Donlin. Hey, he shoots this one on. That one hit either a skate or a pad on the way through. Goes to the far side. Coburn has it over there. Now he feeds it down low. Donlin working his way out of the near corner. Now to the far side it goes. Mark Leach couldn't hold that one in. Betty gets around him, brings it down the far side for Concord. Backhands this one wide behind the net. Evangelista circles back in his own end with it. Through the trapezoid and out the far ahead finds Mike Donlin. Up ahead for Coburn into the offensive zone as the Lancers have their top line out there, trying to get something set up on the power play. Now it is Cooper Roy. Turns and spins it back to Coburn in the near corner. Captain of the Lancers, Coburn, sends this one through the slot. Mark Leach has it. Along the blue line, backhands a pass back to Coburn near side half wall. Over there, Mike Donlin trying to send one through the crease, but it came right back to him. Now a pass by Donlin went to the near point. Nobody was home there for the Lancers, so it slides all the way down the ice. 51 seconds remaining in the elbowing call against Concord's Matt Norris. The Lancers on the power play here. Coburn bringing it up ahead into the offensive zone once again, working his way around two Concord defensemen. Tried to feed Mike Donlin with the pass in the slot. Then Evangelista got it. Took the shot wide of the near post. Once again, Coburn, edge of the near circle, works it into the high slot. Sent a pass looking for Evangelista, I believe, but it was stopped up by a skate of Alex Orcutt on the way there. Now Evangelista on the near side. Sends a pass out, but it was Concord's Alex Orcutt getting there first, clearing it all the way down. 15 seconds left in the Lancers power play as Lucas Poulin sends this one out and up ahead, deflected off a stick of Sam Tardif. This one goes down. No icing call there as it goes into the near corner. Moriarty on it for the Lancers, trying to keep the offensive rush alive as Concord will come back to full strength. Over there now, Coburn in the near corner, working it up the near sidewall, sends one through the slot. On the far side, Colby Austin over there. He sends it into the far corner as the Lancers keep the pressure on here, although we're back 5 aside. Moriarty sends this one into the slot. Long shot by Austin, went wide up high. Now Poulin tries to hold it in at the near point, and he does there very nicely, but his stick came up above the shoulder mark, and as a result, the play is blown dead. Faceoff will come back down into the Lancers' end with 10:16 left. Second period, Lancers 1 and the Concord Crimson Tide nothing here on a Monday afternoon matinee action from the Ice Center. I'm Adam LaFleur. You're watching Lancer Hockey on Leo 21 as off the draw in their own end. The Lancers can't win it. Concord holding it in with a backhand. Out of the far side it goes. Trying to clear the zone was Nick Donnelly over there. Now he does. Donnelly up ahead finds Jason Parker, working it down, trying to get free into the slot. Couldn't quite do so as Hagen Otto was all over him. Then the two of them both go down into the end boards. Now far side, Brett LaPlante holds it in at the point. Back behind the net it goes for Jason Parker. He sends this one with a backhand to Moriarty in the trapezoid, working it around, trying to get to the front for a shot. Couldn't do so. Now it is Ryan Kearney along the near side, back down low for Moriarty over there, but Concord's Connor Betty was in there, couldn't clear it out. Now Donnelly and his man are both in there looking for it. That's Adam Godbout of the Tide. Now up the near side, it comes to the point. Holding this one in was Ryan Kearney. And out of the far corner it goes. Lancers putting on some extended pressure here in the early stages of the second. Out to the point, Brett LaPlante manages to hold it in. Hagen Otto gets a stick on it, sends it behind his own net to, that's Dan LaBelle on it for the Crimson Tide, and Concord finally manages to clear the zone, get this one all the way down. Brett LaPlante up to Frank Winters. Lancers move it right back down on the near side. Looking for more in terms of offense is Londonderry. Winters back there along the headboards, got some help from Alex LaPlante. That tandem manages to hold it in, but not for long. Comes out to the red line now, where Evangelista plays it across to Patrick Maloney. Maloney over there turns, fires this one up ahead for LaPlante. He's taken down at the blue line, and circling back, Andrew Cole with it for Concord. Clears it out to neutral ice, where Evangelista takes it, comes right back in. Evangelista backhands one on goal. Pad stop by Nelson there. Got his blocker up to deny Evangelista. Now look out right in front. That was Patrick Maloney with a backhand look there. But Ben Nelson makes the save from close range to keep this a one-goal game. .8:18 remaining in period number 2. Lancers 1 and Concord nothing. Londonderry with a goal from Mike Donlin at 4:09 of the first period. That's the difference here thus far. And Donlin on the ice right now, the goal scorer, sends this one down in for the Lancers. Jason Parker off in the far corner, clears this one behind the net. Mark Leach in the near corner, backhands this one down low to keep in. Along the end boards now, Hagen Otto with it for the Tide. And Concord clears the zone out to center. Mark Leach, though, right back the other way for Londonderry. And Nelson out of his net to stick it aside. Jason Parker in there to steal it away. Tried to backhand it to the front. 2 Lancers were open, but it couldn't make it all the way there. Hit a pad or possibly a skate of Nelson. On the way. Now along the near side half wall, Mark Leach with a nice glove to hold that one in, but it's a whistle and the faceoff will come out of the zone. I believe they'll call a hand pass against Leach is the reason for the stoppage that time. And the draw will come all the way down into the Lancers' end. 7:30 left in this second period. Lancers lead at 1-0. Draw now in the near circle. Lucas Poulin to take it against Connor Betty, and the Lancers win it back. Coburn circles in the near corner behind his own net, off to the far side. That is, that's Cooper Roy looking for it. And Roy manages to get this one ahead with some help from his 2 teammates out there, and the Lancers now get right back on offense. Long shot from the near point from Poulin. It was wide of the far post. Now to the far side it goes. Holding it in there was Colby Austin as they go along the end boards. Right in front as Nelson made a pad save there on, that was Patrick Maloney. Oh, good look there for the Lancers yet again. Now, down into the Concord end it comes, but Lucas Poulin sends it back up to the red line. Coburn trying to move it ahead. And Tim Weinhold takes it away from him for Concord. Now to the far boards, Otto on it there. Sends this one ahead where Londonderry's Colby Austin gets a stick on it in his own end. Austin to the near side for Poulin up ahead to Coburn. Coburn now chasing after his own clear up ahead down the near side. Otto backhands this one to the near boards for Otto, and the Concord Crimson Tide managed to clear it out. Lancers get it right back down, however. Hagen Otto with it on defense back for the Tide. Now Tim Weinhold getting this one out to center. Here comes Betty down the near side. Fires a shot wide of the near post, considerably wide, I should say. Now back out to center. Here come the Lancers. 2-on-2 if they hurry. Oh, but the stick work of Tim Weinhold broke that one up. Now to the far side it goes. Shooting and scoring. Oh, my. A beautiful looking shot there. I believe that one came off the stick of, well, it was either Brett LaPlante or Lucas Poulin from the far point. Oh, beauty there. Puts the Lancers up 2-0. And a fast-moving play, too. Just when the puck was at the other end of the ice, Lancers had to right down and fire a shot, top shelf, right up under the crossbar, as they put one behind Ben Nelson for the second time this afternoon. And Londonderry takes the 2-0 lead. wait and see just who gets credit for it. It's either Poulin or LaPlante. I did not see who took the shot, but it was a beauty nonetheless. Here's a shot right off the draw from Mike Donlin. That one gloved and held by Nelson. Oh, he read that one like a book, and that was dangerous. This is a next goal is a big one in this game, if there is a next goal for that matter. So it would either put Concord back within 1 or the Lancers up by 3. Now Brett LaPlante turns, sends this one back out to center. As we'll wait for the goal announcement here for the Lancers. Mike Donlin trying to send a shot on goal in the meantime. He does. Pad save by Nelson. And goes just wide into the far corner as Concord trying to clear the zone here. To the far side it goes. Andrew Cole trying to get this one out. Can't do it though. Moriarty on it there for the Lancers, holding it in. Not for long though, as Stefan Kazmuz gets it out for Concord. Back the other way, Coburn down in the offensive zone. Looking to shoot, he did, but he didn't get good wood on that one. Couldn't get it to the front of the net. Now Concord manages to clear the zone, and the Lancers send it right back down. 4:47 remaining in this second period. Lancers 2, Concord nothing. Here in an afternoon game from Salem's Ice Center. Coburn moving it down the near side, trying to work his way to the front of the net. He was double-teamed, managed a backhand pass that was broken up by Matt Corlane of the Crimson Tide. Now, up the near side, here comes Adam Godbout, working it down the near boards, fired a shot on, pad save by Shirt, steers it to the far side where the Lancers clear the zone, but Concord will bring it right back down. Tim Weinhold on it there. Triple-teamed, however, didn't get any help from his teammates. That allowed the Lancers to clear it quickly out of harm's way. Then the boys in red send it right back in. Out to neutral ice now. Patrick Maloney trying to move it up ahead for the Lancers, but instead Concord sends it right back down, sort of like a pinball match here these last couple of plays. Back and forth they go. Now it's Brett Evangelista with it at the red line. He clears this one down on goal, and Nelson let that one drift out a couple of feet in front of him before getting a glove on it for the whistle. Both teams will make line changes here. 3:47 remaining in period number 2. And the Lancers have 2. Concord, nothing yet. 2-0 for Londonderry at this point. As this draw won by Alex LaPlante. Out to the point. That is Colby Austin holding it in over there. Now it comes to the near side for Frank Winters, trying to get it free. He manages to, only for a moment though, then a pass slides right through everybody and makes its way out of the zone. Now Lucas Poulin moving it down the far side into the offensive zone. Over there comes, that is Alex LaPlante, circling with it behind his own net, has Poulin wide open at the blue line, gets it to him. Lucas Poulin now at the near point, fires a shot, deflected off a pad, and Nelson goes wide, trying to send it back to the front. Alex LaPlante there, couldn't connect with any of his teammates. That allows Concord to clear the zone. Now Tim Weinhold moving it down into the Londonderry end. Fires a tough angle shot wide of the net from in front. It went all the way to the far side where the Lancers clear the zone. That was LaPlante getting up ahead for Lucas Poulin, moving it down the far side, the near side rather, and a shot right into the chest of Nelson. He smothers the rebound with 2:44 remaining in period number 2. So it was Lucas Poulin who got the second Londonderry goal here this afternoon. So the Lancers with scoring tallies from Mike Donlin in the first period, Lucas Poulin here in this second period, take a 2-0 lead. That's where we stand here in the late stages of the middle frame this afternoon. Jason Parker going to take this draw, win it to Moriarty. Moriarty sends this one down along the end boards, but nobody was there for the Lancers. Now Brett LaPlante along the far side, trying to hold this one in for Londonderry. He manages to. Now it's Ryan Kearney working it behind the Concord net. Kearney over to the far corner, gets some help from Mike Donlin, but it's Connor Betty who takes it away for Concord, and out to the near point it goes. Moriarty holds it in. Now it's Mike Donlin working his way through the near circle. Tough angled pass right in front, found Parker, who fired it, either fanned on the shot or fired it just wide. Couldn't find the net. Now back through the trapezoid once again. Donlin out to Parker in the middle of the slot there. He couldn't get a shot away as Adam Godbout made a nice stick play on defense there for the Crimson Tide to negate that offensive chance for the Lancers. Well, that is either the first or the second puck that Concord has put behind Mitch Church this afternoon. Neither of them counted. That one was after the whistle. The first one was on a very controversial sequence back in the first minute of the first period. Looked like the puck snuck in behind the Lancer netminder, but the referee did not signal a goal, and it came out so quickly that the play resumed, and I don't think anybody on the ice fully knew what had happened. Only us up here watching saw that appeared to cross the goal line. So if this ends up being a 1-goal difference, you wonder, did Concord get ripped off? We'll never know. As it goes down to the far side now, Mark Leach on defense there for the Lancers, works it through the trapezoid, bringing it up the near side now. Leach out through center over the red line, down into the offensive zone, through the near circle. Mark Leach now along the end boards as he goes coast to coast for the Lancers. Leach once again, now out to the point it comes, where Patrick Maloney tries to hold it in. He does, gets it to Leach. Leach back for Coburn. Coburn working it through the trapezoid back behind that Concord net. Now to the far side, half wall. Coburn out to the point. That is Evangelista firing a shot right on. Oh, loose change out in front, score. Oh, what do you do when there's loose change? You cash in. And that's what Eric Coburn did on that sequence there as he buries it and gives the Lancers a 3-0 lead. Oh, Ben Nelson is going to regret that one as he almost had it tied up in his pads, but the rebound squirted loose and the net was wide open, and the Lancers captain Eric Coburn was in the right spot at the right time as he buries it into what was a mostly wide open net. So the Lancers take a 3-0 lead here with just over a minute remaining in the second period. That was the time of the goal. Now there's only 46 seconds left in this middle frame. As Concord gets something set up now down in the Lancers end. Shot comes from Jarrett Foote. That goes wide. Now along the end boards, it is Matt Moriarty working it out for the Lancers up ahead to Mike Donlin. Sends this one down, stick to side by Nelson. Into the far corner it goes. Jason Parker along the far side half wall out to the line. Colby Austin holds that one in. Back to Donlin behind the net, but it's taken over by Jarrett Foote into the trapezoid. Out to the line, pulling a shot way up high over the crossbar, but Nelson reaches up into the air and makes the catch for the whistle. 8.1 seconds remaining in this second period. Lancers 3 and the Crimson Tide nothing. Lancers behind a 2-goal performance here in this second period with tallies from Lucas Poulin and Captain Eric Coburn, plus a Mike Donlin goal back in the first. Makes it 3-0 for Londonderry. As off this draw, it's stuck in skates along the near side half wall. Both Parker and Moriarty in there looking for it, as well as 3 Concord players, but it will be tied up there as time expires in the second period. So the Lancers score 2 in this second, take a 3-0 lead. They'll carry that into the dressing room for today's second intermission. We will return with the third and final stanza of this one in just a couple of minutes. Here on this Monday afternoon from the Ice Center, you're watching Lancer Hockey. I'm Adam LaFleur. Welcome back for the third period of this afternoon's game between Londonderry and Concord. Londonderry Lancers have a 3-0 lead after 2 periods of play on goals from Mike Donlin, Lucas Poulin, and their captain Eric Coburn. So 3-0 for Londonderry as we get set for the draw to start the third. Coburn in to take it against Connor Betty, and the Lancers win it back. Evangelista sticks it ahead. Lucas Poulin looking for it down the far side. And Brett LaPlante also over there helping out. LaPlante backhands this one ahead. Now Coburn couldn't get a stick on that one to move it down into the offensive zone. Alex Marceau gets it out for Concord as the Crimson Tide bring it down into the Lancers end. Hagen Otto had it on the near side but lost it, and Londonderry clears. Now Tim Weinhold on it, circles back in his own end. Lucas Poulin trying to feed one through the slot. He does, and Brett LaPlante could not get a stick on it for the shot. Now Evangelista circles back in his own end. Up the near boards for Cooper Roy, but nothing further develops there. Concord back down into the Lancer zone. Connor Beatty on it there, moving it to the front of the net and shooting one that went behind the net from close range. And we've got a whistle here, and it looks as if Brett Evangelista will go to the box for his second time. It's a holding call against Evangelista. So with 14:07 remaining here in the first minute of the third period, Concord will get their second power play chance of the game. They're 0 for 1 as the scoreboard would have it, with the Lancers up 3-0. And Connor Betty will take this draw against Moriarty. And the Lancers get control. Mark Leach clears this one around the near boards and all the way down. Nelson out of his net to stick it to the far side for Matt Corlane. Corlane up over the red line for Concord, bringing it ahead. Moriarty strips it from him, sends it back out to neutral ice. Here's Jason Parker coming down the other way, overskated the puck. He could have had a partial breakaway there with the burst of speed, but got ahead of that one. Now it's Corlane once again to the far side. He finds Alex Orcutt moving it ahead for Concord. Here's a shot up high over the net coming from, that was Matt Norris. Now to the line, Weinfeld back to the near side. Betty fires a shot on, glove save by Schertz. Nice stop there by the Lancer netminder to get the whistle with 1:09 left in the holding call on Evangelista. Early stages of the third period here. Lancers 3, Concord Crimson Tide nothing. It's matinee action on Martin Luther King Jr. Day from the Ice Center. Off the draw, Concord wins it. It is Adam Godbout out to the line. He gives it to Orcutt. Orcutt back to Godbout. Now over to, that was Weinhold also on it. Shot from Concord is turned aside by Schertz. Now to the far side. Weinhold out to the line for Godbout. Back to Weinhold as they trade it back and forth there. Then a shot on is stopped with a pad of Schertz. Easily there. And he covers up for the whistle. 49 seconds left in this Concord power play. Coburn on the draw against Betty, and Concord wins it. It is Weinhold back to the near side. Godbout now high slot, fires a shot on and might have hit a pad. I think it deflected wide, or it missed the net altogether. Now Godbout up high point to the near side. He finds Orcutt over there circling around, trying to hold it in. Was Godbout couldn't do so. This one makes its way all the way down the ice. 25 seconds left in the Lancer penalty. Coburn looking for it on the far side, trying to get away from Weinhold. Couldn't do so, however. Concord clears this one up ahead. It's Alex Orcutt down in the near corner on it for the Crimson Tide. He circles it up the near side, half wall out to the near point. Godbout back to Orcutt, back to Godbout up high. Shoots one, scores! Oh my, that puck had eyes for the back of the net the moment it came off the stick of Adam Godbout. He does the damage, and Concord is on the board. 3-1 now. The Lancers lead cut to a pair. It is a power play goal for the Crimson Tide as just 2 seconds were remaining in the holding call on Evangelista when that puck found the back of the net. So it's a power play tally for Adam Godbout, and Concord is on the board. Look out here. Oh, my goodness, that was dangerous. As Schertz went down, the puck was loose on the edge of his pad, sitting right in the crease. And I believe it was number 17, Sam Tardif, who missed the net on the shot from close range with a wide open net. Oh, that could have got Concord within one. Chalk the lucky break count up to 3 for the Lancers today. They've had quite a lot of help from nobody when they've needed it. A lot of luck today for the Lancers on defense. Now Alex LaPlante works this one out down the far side into the attack zone, has Donnelly in front, but instead holds on to it himself and just walks it home. Score for the Lancers, and it's 4-1, just like that. The Lancers restore their 3-goal lead as Alex LaPlante does the damage there. Nick Donnelly will pick up the assist, and LaPlante just walked it right around Ben Nelson. Oh, he made short work of restoring the Lancers' 3-goal lead there. So it's Alex LaPlante giving Londonderry the 4-1 count here early in the third. Now right back the other way. Chance there from Concord. Can't find its way home. Out to the red line now. Matt Moriarty picks it up for Londonderry. And the Lancers try to move it ahead. Taken away, however, by Matt Norris of the Crimson Tide. And he sends this one down into the far corner. Falls down in the process. That allows Jack Terrio to clear it out for the Lancers. Up the other way into the offensive zone. Coburn looking for it. Drops it off for Parker. Parker trying to work his way to the front of the net. Instead, he fires a shot from right there. Pad save by Nelson as he bobbled that one and then goes down to cover up. So the two teams trade goals here in the early stages of the third. First, it was Adam Godbout with a long shot from center point that beat Mitch Church for it was the first puck today that has counted that has gone behind Church anyway. And then under a minute later, the Lancers come right back, and Alex LaPlante restores Londonderry's 3-goal lead. And now we've got an injury stoppage here. Tim Weinhold is down in the near faceoff circle, but he gets up on his own power. That's good to see, and he'll skate to the bench with no help. So that a good happening there. So he'll take a seat, but nothing serious, we can be almost sure. Lucas Poulin wins the far side draw, and the Lancers, with some help from Coburn, will get set up down in the Concord end here. Out to the front, Poulin scores! Oh my, beautiful pass by Coburn, and then Lucas Poulin in the right spot at the right moment fires it right through the wickets of Ben Nelson, and the Lancers take a 5-1 lead. Oh my. Londonderry with an outburst here in the early stages of the third period. 2 goals in a span of just about that many minutes, and it's a 4-goal difference for Londonderry, leading at 5-1. So it will be Poulin from Coburn on that one for Lucas Poulin. It's his second goal of the game. As the Lancers come right back down looking for more, but Concord will manage to clear the zone out to the red line, and then Colby Austin clears it right back in. So Poulin has a pair on the afternoon, and if he was to get some time on offense here in the final 9:44 of the game, he would be looking for the hat trick. Faceoff will come down to the Concord end near circle with 9:44 remaining in regulation. Lancers 5 and the Crimson Tide 1. Moriarty will take this draw against Connor Betty. On the near side, Moriarty wins it back to the line. Mark Leach holds this one in. Whoa, that was close, but they'll rule that Leach managed to keep the play alive for the Lancers. Now clearing it to the open side was Donlin. He finds Leach over there. Back to Donlin it goes in the near corner, then behind the net, where Parker and Dan LaBelle will both look for it over there. It squirts free into the trapezoid. Jarrett Foote on it there for Concord to the far side. Held in with a backhand from Leach. Then Donlin picks it up in the far corner. Donlin, who had the first goal of the game for the Lancers here today. As here's Parker right in front. Rung it off the iron. Oh, Jason Parker with a good look there. Hit the bottom of the near post an inch or two, and that would have been another Lancer goal. Close, but no cigar for Jason Parker with that good-looking shot there. Now here comes Mike Donlin up ahead, trying to maneuver it into the offensive zone. He does. Sends it down into the Concord end. Ricochets off the near boards, where Matt Norris will pick it up along the near side for the Crimson Tide. but it comes right back in. Over there, Nick Donnelly looking for it. Far corner, gets some help from Alex LaPlante, who has also scored today. LaPlante with a tally earlier in this third period, but it leaves the Concord end, and Mark Leach picks it up down in his own zone for Londonderry. Now at the far side, Frank Winters looking for it. Casmus in there for Concord, trying to get it free, but the Lancers do instead, and it goes up for Jack Philbrook of the Crimson Tide. Now coming down the other way is Concord's Ethan Cole on it there, but the Lancers managed to take it away to the far side. Half wall it goes, round behind the net. Brett LaPlante on it there for the Lancers, couldn't clear as it was held in by the body of Jack Philbrook for the Crimson Tide. Now up the near side, Lancers trying to clear, still can't do it. Here's a shot on from Matt Corlane coming from the near side half wall. That one is gloved and held by Schurch for the whistle. With 7:43 remaining in regulation time, Lancers 5 and the Concord Crimson Tide 1. 3 goals have been scored in this third period. 2 of those for the Lancers, 1 for Concord. And we stand at 5-1. Here comes Evangelista, bringing it out of his own zone up ahead for Cooper Roy. Roy down the near side boards, working his way to the front of the net. Stick save by Nelson. Goes back through the trapezoid now. Corlane on it there for Concord. To the far side finds Jared Grondin over there, but he can't clear. Hard shot from Coburn goes wide. That made quite a noise on the end boards in behind the net. Now, Lucas Poulin lost a stick in the near corner as Concord clears the zone. Evangelista chasing after this one for Londonderry. Gets it free. A lot of space to work with as he moves it up ahead and out to center. Cooper Roy, a stick on it there at neutral ice. Up ahead where Otto is on it there for Concord. Hagen Otto working it out through center for the Tide as Coburn tries to take that one away from him and manages to do so. Eric Coburn back the other way has Cooper Roy and Poulin. Lancers with a 3-on-2 opportunity here. Gives it to Poulin. Shot score! Hat trick for Lucas Poulin as he buries the pass from Coburn, and has been hot today. It's the second Poulin goal from Coburn, the third Poulin goal of the game, and Lucas Poulin gets the hat trick, and the Lancers lead it 6-1. Oh, what a beautifully executed play that was. Coburn went down low, had the puck on his stick in the crease, turned and fired a quick pass over to Poulin, who wound up and buried it top shelf on Ben Nelson, and the Lancers lead it 6-1. Lucas Poulin gets the hat trick in the process. He scored 1 goal back in the second period. He's got a pair in this third and final frame, and it all adds up to a 6-goal performance for the Lancers thus far today. Lucas Poulin with the hat trick, of course. Now in the near circle, down in the Lancers end, Mike Donlin gets it free, and he will send this one out to center. Chasing after it, Moriarty holds this one and gives it to Jason Parker, and the slot couldn't get the shot away as he was double-teamed by both Dan LaBelle and Sam Tardif for Concord. That prevented Parker from getting the shot away, allowed Nelson to cover up for the whistle and the draw. 5:58 remaining in regulation time. Londonderry 6 and Concord 1. On the near side, Alex LaPlante will take this draw against Stefan Casmus of the Crimson Tide. Concord wins it. Jack Philbrook sends it behind his own net to Jared Grondin at the far side, who clears it out to center, but Mark Leach sends it right back down for the Lancers. Now looking for it is Alex LaPlante. Over there, couldn't get a stick on it, and it comes back out to the red line. Leach, back and forth they go here in the middle stages of the third. Jack Philbrook in the near corner. Over now to Alex Marceau. Marceau trying to get it out. He was held up by the pressure of Merrill Neiman, who was all over him. Neiman now into the near corner for the Lancers. Drops it off there for Alex LaPlante. LaPlante and Neiman, that tandem works it behind the Concord net. Now out in front, Donnelly couldn't get a shot away as he was set up with a good-looking pass there by LaPlante. And Concord clears the zone. LaPlante yet again at the red line. Turns and sends this one down into Concord territory. Back behind the Crimson Tide net it goes, where it's picked up by That was Jared Foote on it for the Crimson Tide. Now taken down by Mark Leach was Adam Godbout there, and I believe that's going to be a Lancer penalty. Yes, indeed it will. Mark Leach doesn't like it. He's going to the box for interference here with 4:49 remaining in the whole shebang here this afternoon, and I'd call that a rather marginal call. Yes, Leach did take down his man, but I think it's more of a, I'd say that penalties motivated somewhat by the numbers on the scoreboard, if you will. But who am I to criticize? Not really anybody. I'm not wearing stripes. I don't make the decisions. Concord wins the draw. Gets set up on their third power play of the game. They're 1 for 1 thus far with the man advantage. Their only goal came from Adam Godbout in the opening minutes of the third period with the extra man. They work it around now as it is Godbout now at center point. Fires one up high. Ricochets off the glass. And over the net, Godbout now, near point, works it into the high slot for Concord. Over to the far side it goes for a long shot from Kazmuz. That one is, oh, it got behind Schurch somehow. Oh boy, that Lancers, Schurch made one save and then the rebound somehow got by him. I'm not sure who put it in for the Crimson Tide, but it's a late tally for the boys in the red jerseys. That will make it a 6-2 affair here with 4:15 remaining. And it's a power play goal for the Crimson Tide, so Concord is 2 for 3 on the power play this afternoon. Good numbers there, however, Lancers have outscored them 6-2. And they give the Concord goal to Matt Norris. So it's Norris there on the power play with the second Concord goal of this game. And there'll be a face-off at neutral ice on the far side now as Moriarty will take it against, that was Andrew Cole. Lancers win the draw. Parker moving this one ahead down the far side into the offensive zone. Moriarty working it through the trapezoid. Backhands one right in front, no one home for the shot, and that allowed Alex Orcutt to clear it out of harm's way for Concord. Now to the near boards it goes, sent to the front where Philbrook will get a stick on it, clear it to the far side. Sam Tardif on it there for Concord. But the Crimson Tide can't clear the zone. It is Moriarty looking for it, along with Jarrett Foote in the near corner. Backhand nicely there by Colby Austin to hold it in. Lancers trying to get something set up here, but Concord manages to clear the zone. Alex Orcutt bringing it ahead now down into the Lancers' end. Here's a shot from Ethan Cole. Blocker save by Schurch to deflect that one over the net. Then it hit the glass in behind and came down. Play still alive. Back there now, looking for it is Jack Terrio for the Lancers. Also in there, Mike Donlin and a couple of Concord players in red. Stefan Kazmuz, one of them, but it's Terrio who manages to get it free. To the far side, Jason Parker. Out to the red line it goes. 2:47 remaining in regulation time here today. Lancers 6 and the Concord Crimson Tide 2. Dan LaBelle with it behind his own net for Concord. Up to the far side, Jared Grondin on it there. Now to the near side for Alex Marceau. Down to the Lancers end. Fires a shot on glove save by Schurch down low. And he'll hold on for the whistle. Well, we'll take a moment and recognize the coaching staffs of both teams. The Lancers, or rather we'll start with the visiting Concord Crimson Tide. Concord is coached by head coach Dunk Walsh and assistant Phil Lacasse. Lancers are coached by the usual lineup of head coach Peter Bedford, assistants Matt Davis and David Allen, who both respective coaches devote a lot of time to the preparation for these games, so we give them credit where credit is due, and much credit is due on behalf of the coaches. As with 2:14 remaining, Patrick Maloney will take this draw and win it for the Lancers down in his own end. And Ryan Kearney clears it out of the zone. Lancers move it ahead. It is Adam Godbout on it there for the Tide. He couldn't clear it out. Lancers back on the attack now. Maloney out to the far point. Kearney sent one to the near corner. Nick Donnelly on it there for the Lancers. He turns and sends it behind the net, where Frank Winters almost got a stick on it, but instead Concord took it away, and now Connor Betty brings it behind his own net for the Crimson Tide. Back out to center it goes, just manages to stay in play there, almost found its way into the Concord bench, as down in the far corner, Norris has it in the Lancers' end, sends a pass out to the far point, but no one was there to hold it in, so Jarrett Foote will pick it up for Concord, send this one all the way down the ice. Whistle halts play here with 1:25 remaining in regulation time, and that will be an icing call against Concord. Lancers 6 and the Concord Crimson Tide 2 here today. 1:25 remaining in regulation as Coburn wins the draw to Poulin. Right in front, trying to stuff it home, and it's loose. Oh, bodies down in front. 3 Concord players lying down to block a shot. They did so quite well. Lancers couldn't fire a shot away. And this one is sent down into the near corner. A whistle halts things, however, with 1:04 remaining in the game now. Lancers will make a line change here, leading at 6-2. Coburn on the draw, wins it and moves it down into the offensive zone, working his way into the slot, tried to get a pass over to Poulin, but couldn't quite do so. Now out to the line it comes. Colby Austin holds this one in. Both Coburn and Lucas Poulin over there. Poulin backhands one through the trapezoid. Coburn couldn't settle it down. And now Colby Austin gives it right back to Coburn, trying to work his way to the front of the net. He finds Poulin at the far side. Poulin backhands a pass around Brett LaPlante. Nobody was there for the Lancers to hold it in. LaPlante not expecting the backhand feed from Poulin there. That allowed the Lancers to clear the zone on behalf of Concord. As Poulin brings it down into the near corner now, through that Concord trapezoid yet again. To the near side it comes, where Colby Austin will shoot one. Way wide of the net to the near side. Poulin centers one in front to the slot. Cooper Roy couldn't fire it away there. Now Coburn back over to Poulin. It goes in the near corner in the waning seconds. So this one is the Lancers clear it through the slot, and that will do it. So an impressive 6-goal performance from Londonderry here this afternoon. They are victorious on this Martin Luther King Day matinee. Londonderry 6 and the Concord Crimson Tide 2. That will be the final score. Lancers with goals from Mike Donlin in the first period. We went to the first intermission with the score 1-0. Then in the second, both Lucas Poulin and Eric Coburn would score. That made it 3-0. Then going into the third, the Crimson Tide would get on the board with a power play goal from Adam Godbout, their captain, just a couple of minutes in. But then the Lancers went right down, and Alex LaPlante made it a 3-goal Lancer lead once again at 4-1, and it was all Lancers from there as 2 more goals, both of them from Lucas Poulin, made it a 6-goal game. Poulin got the hat trick here this afternoon as he did half of the scoring for the Lancers. So Londonderry on the season improves to 7-2. Concord, meanwhile, falls to a record of 2-6. So the Lancers, after a very good couple of games away from the Ice Center with a pair of wins, remain in the win column here on home ice today. And Londonderry will head over to Trinity to take on the Pioneers in Manchester on Sunday, January 26th. That will be the Lancers' next game. Our next prospective broadcast will likely be on January 29th when the Lancers play the St. Thomas Saints, and that game should be a good one because St. Thomas and the Lancers sit atop the Division I standings at this point, with that game only a week and a half away. So on behalf of all the players and coaches, thank you for joining us very much for Lancer Hockey from the Ice Center this afternoon. Once again, today's final score, the Lancers 6 and the Concord Crimson Tide 2. Thank you for joining us on Leo 21. On behalf of our cameraman Chris Livernoy, I'm Adam LaFleur. Good night.